I may have made the switch. Am I a Republican now? Welcome back to Shamrock Down Reacts, the world's greatest reaction channel on all of YouTube or anywhere ever. So recently, Mr. Donald Trump has been going on a podcast tour, and he was on the Theo Vaughn podcast. He was on Andrew Schultz's podcast. Now he's on the Joe Rogan Experience. So for anybody in my age demographic, we now go to St. Rogies for our actual news. So we no longer believe in CNN or Washington Post or Fox. None of these, well, Fox News is all about, we know. But we no longer believe in news outlets. I don't know the last time I put on news and actually listened to what they had to say, because most of it's propaganda. And with that being said, I have never endorsed Donald Trump, never rooted for him, never liked him as an entertainer. I just didn't really fall for it. I didn't like his personality. It wasn't my vibe. Now, he goes on the Rogan Experience. Mr. Rogan, to us, normal, everyday people, he is the end-all, be-all. If Rogan tells us to do something, pretty much we listen to him and do it. But with that being said, it's all about mental health and actual health and what's going on in the world for real and politics and what has happened in the world to get us here, and really hasn't steered us in the wrong direction. So now, I listened to the 3-hour conversation. Never thought I would be able to sit down and listen to a 3-hour conversation with Donald Trump. Even the Theo Vaughn one, I had to go back a couple times. This one I was actually very engaged, because Rogan has this way of getting people to let their guard down. He doesn't want to interrogate you or interview you. He wants to have a conversation. He wants to ask some questions that may be important to him, and he did. Some of the things they talked about with the JFK files and Martin Luther King files and all the stuff that he's promising to release, which for people like me, very interesting. I want to know what happened. I'm pretty sure most of America wants to know what happened. And with all this being said, I've been a Democrat my whole life, and because my grandfather, he is the most important person, I feel like he was a great mentor and leader, and everything he did was Democrat. But at the time, Democrats really weren't bad. They really were helping a lot. And matter of fact, my favorite president of all time is Barack Obama. I mean, I would put a Mount Rushmore up there, and it'd be Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, Barack Obama, and throw JFK in there. So, that'd be my Mount Rushmore. It's kind of weird, not similar to most people's Mount Rushmore, just from what I've read and what I liked about these people. JFK being the person that went against the CIA, went against the corporation, went against the thing, and we seen didn't turn out, and especially in the 60s, they could have just hid that very well, which they did. And I want to see it. So, he had so much to say here that, and this weaving thing he says, talk about, he's actually pretty decent at it. I know all these news outlets bash him, and I'm going to go directly to that. The news outlets, I'm just going to look at this. Look right here. We got I typed in Joe Rogan, Donald Trump news, and these are the headlines. Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, he said a lot of crazy shit. He did say that in there, but it was saying about why people don't like him. He's like, oh, I know why, because you say a lot of crazy shit. But they're taken out of context. Washington Post, Trump says domestic foes worse than Kim Jong-un during meandering Joe Rogan interview. Wasn't meandering. Was very informative from his first days in office and what that's like, and appreciation he had for the actual White House, and just little things that kind of got me to change. I'm the age bracket where the change pretty much matters. And if Democrats aren't going to present a decent option Joe Biden was not a decent option. Kamala Harris is the vice president to Joe Biden, and I think what they say, the 13th down for nominee. And I'm not sure anybody above her would have been any better, but I want to see a good option. And until then, not that I love Trump, but what he's saying, I don't disagree with everything. I feel like I may have made the switch. Am I a Republican now? I don't know. But I do know that all the stuff about Kamala, the ABC News thing, when they had the debate and they fact checked Trump 6 times, and it was just because he was off on some numbers, but they didn't fact check Kamala on anything, and she was off by crazy amounts of like life-changing statements that would be like not okay to say. And the thing that 60 Minutes did with the pulling out her clip and replacing it, so a lot was said here that kind of swayed me. I don't know. I'm still not sure that I'm fully Republican because there's a lot of views I don't agree with 100%. Abortion, there's a lot of views that I'm just not agreeing with. But I think that if I'm swayed, there's 10 million people out here that's going to be swayed. And with that being said, there's no chance that after Trump did this little podcast tour run that he did, that he hasn't swayed enough people. Besides the Trump fans that were already there, he already had a huge following, huge support. Anybody that was Republican was all about Trump. To where anybody that's Democrat, we're not fully sold. We're not there. You can't sell us something and tell us it's gold. I mean, you sell us bullshit and be like, this is the greatest. And she's on her campaign trail. She's arguing about all the stuff that's going on right now. But why haven't she fixed it? So she's complaining about her own Democratic Party, what they've done. She's not saying, let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep... and then the immigration policy, everything from that podcast that I took, and I don't know about you guys. You guys can let me know in the comments how you took the podcast. Because if you took it like CNN or any of these people, you took it as Donald Trump was meandering, rambling on about absolutely nothing. For me, he actually said some important things in there that affects this country tremendously. And I don't know. I don't know what side I'm on now. I'm leaning that way, but it's hard because I've always been pulled this way. Well, that's my little rant on this. If you guys enjoyed it, or if you guys disagree with me, or you know what to do. Drop those comments. Let me know how idiotic I am for believing this stuff or for changing teams. And that too. You can change teams. Back when I was a kid, my grandfather, hardcore Democrat, he liked some Republican thoughts. He liked some of their ideas. Nowadays, you're not allowed to do that. That's crazy. If I listen to a dude, I don't care if he's red or blue, and then the phrase blue no matter who, that irritated me more. When somebody said that to me, I was like, wait, what? You can't go no matter who. You're still supposed to bring your, blue, look at our options. They're incredible. You can't vote for this? Nah, no matter what. We'll just do... That's not the correct way to do it. George Washington, our founding fathers, would probably be rolling over in their graves. One way or the other, definitely influenced me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, Shamrock Don, that's me, react.